Hey everyone, welcome to a bonus video in my Blaster Month series of build videos. And what is a good prop if you can't display it well? So we're going to be building a stand for my DL-44. So here are a couple of stands I built in the past. These ones hold my Merson Power 5 and my A180, which is Jin's blaster. The one I'm going to build for the DL-44 is going to be much the same as this one because it's very similar. It's a fairly easy construction and I'm just going to take you through how I do it. So here we go. So here is the nice fresh clean base I'm going to be using. These have just had their edges routed and I buy them in this just natural finish because I'm just going to paint them anyway. This is what it looks like to begin with, and just going to paint it black, nice and simple. So we've got our base all sprayed up in that gloss black. It looks great. The sides really do suck up that paint, so it can be worth going over that again. I might do that in a bit. But now we just need the other important part for this stand, which are these. These are called Munson rings. They're used for plumbing to hold pipes. You're supposed to clamp the pipe, then have it set away from the wall if you need to with this little bracket. But obviously we just use them on the base to hold the blaster. Now these come in a variety of different finishes. I like to go for this sort of galvanized steel look because it looks nice and weathered and is very much like what you see in Star Wars. The ones I get usually are 40mm diameter, which seems to fit most blasters nicely. Of course, if you're going to build one, measure your blaster first and see what width you're going to need. This seems to fit most of the ones that I do, so it's the one I use. So the top pieces we don't really need, so I'm going to just unscrew that. Yeah, good. So we just need that piece. We need one of the rods, that screws up in there, and it just screws into the base. So that's basically all we need, and that will just sit on the base there. Sometimes how these are cast, they don't sit very level, so you kind of have to work it out as you go. But I've just got to work out the height that I want my blaster to sit at, and then we're good to go. So it's quite easy just to measure these out. So I've just marked it here, and I'm just going to use a hacksaw to cut it off. So I've got my rods cut, and the height's looking good. You get a bit of wiggle room in there. You just got to make sure that the gun sits level, which it's pretty good. So you could leave it like this and just secure it all in, but I prefer to hide these unsightly rods, so let's do that. So to hide those threads, I like to use this. This is brass tubing. It's got the same inner diameter as the thread has outer diameter, so it sits on perfectly. So I'm just going to use my calipers to measure the length of the rod that I need and then cut this to length. So there we go, there's our brass tube covers all in place. Now you could leave them like this, and of course you could use any other metal along with, you know, different color combinations of the Munson rings to get whatever kind of look that you want. These are a little garish for me, although I do like this color to show through. I'm going to go ahead and give them a coat of black and then go about weathering them. So you may have noticed I'm not too worried about the adhesion onto the brass. I'm just going to let this sit and make sure it dries. I'm using the Tamiya paint. It dries very quickly. So to weather this back, all I do is just start knocking away some of that paint. You can see why the adhesion isn't an issue, because I just want it to come off really. Of course, if you want a pristine finish, you can always do that. Oh, I like to just add a tiny bit of weathering in here, just to make it feel a bit more Star Warsy. So once I've got these weathered up and all the heights and everything right, it's time to secure it down. Now, you've just got to make sure that the overall gun looks balanced in the middle. This might mean offsetting your two supports a little bit. Mine are going to be about here. I'm just going to make sure they're in the middle this way and just sort of the right distance apart. To secure it down, I just use screws into the base. I can't actually find any screws, but what I do have are these little bolts. I'm going to just drill some holes and then use the bolts to screw it down. That should be enough. I usually secure all these together with some super glue, and I can also use some super glue on here to help these in as well. So in order to protect the gun from rubbing against the metal tops of the Munson rings, I'm just going to be using this. This is some just thin black felt which I got from eBay. I'm just going to cut some thin strips and glue it to the top. One strip should be enough to do both here. Super glue fixes all. One thing I have noticed about super glue and felt is that the glue tends to do this weird kind of staining through the felt. As of yet, I've not thought of a way to stop this from happening. You know, I could experiment with other glues, but honestly, I'm not that bothered. So I just colour it in afterwards with a black pen. So there we go, a quick and effective way to build a stand for your blaster. If you do build one like this, I'd love to see it. Just send me a message on Twitter or Instagram with your picture. This one's really easy, guys. Aside from letting the paint dry, it's not taking me more than say an hour or so just to whip this up, and they look pretty cool. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. I've got a cool video series coming up next for you. Other than that, I'll just see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.